10 state attorney generals have accused Google of illegally abusing its monopoly over essentially ad delivery online. A lot of their points are based around the fact that Google essentially owns like the whole pipeline, like the whole ad buying process is owned by Google, that they've been buying up companies in the space, doing a lot of anti-competitive things. In October, the Justice Department and 11 states said Google had illegally maintained a monopoly over online search engines and the ads that appear in users' results. And last week, the FTC and 40 plus states accused Facebook of illegally crushing competition by acquiring younger rivals, which has like been their entire business model for a while.
Yep.
And argued that the company should be broken up. In 2007, this was actually huge. Google bought DoubleClick, which offered advertising technology and acted as a marketplace in a deal that has since been criticized as central to Google's dominance. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yep.
Google now controls software at every stop of the ad sales process, which is what I was talking about earlier. It's interesting. This is something I believe we've talked about on WAN Show quite a few times, which is that like America hasn't really been using their antitrust laws in ways that they used to in the past, or in ways that seem to be the way that they should be using them. So it's interesting to see America kind of flexing those laws again. But yeah. Interesting.
Google claims it competes with a vast array of rivals. So I guess, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. I mean, honestly, I would love to see more antitrust. Honestly, the entire FANG, is that how you pronounce it? Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. I'd like to see all of them held to a higher standard than they have been over the last, I'd say, 10 to 15 years. We'll see how it goes, though.
Well, the FANG thing is definitely interesting to bring up. I think people mostly like that acronym because it sounds cool, and I use it too because
it is cool.
But it like leaves some things out that should probably be there, and it includes like Netflix, which while they're awesome and gigantic, I don't think they necessarily represent the same types of actions as some of the other companies in there. But
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair. If anything, Netflix is a less advantaged player in their space.
Yeah. I'm sure if they were more advantaged, they would be doing the same things. The two companies, also known as Google and Facebook, accounted for 54% of U.S. digital advertising in 2019.
Dang.
With Google's share at 31% and Facebook's share at 23%. That is massive.
Freaking crazy. We'll see if Facebook loses some of that share, though. Apple is rolling out that update to iOS 14 that is going to make it much harder for Facebook to track users on iOS devices. And basically, the two are kind of sparring right now, with Facebook saying, this is a bad thing. This is going to affect advertisers' ability to get better CPMs and more relevant ads to your face holes. And Apple says, well, people are more than welcome to have the most relevant ads to their face holes. They just have to opt into it now. So, yeah, I'm with Apple on this one, personally. I mean, it's also great for me because all of our digital advertising is around, building an audience that we kind of know what you guys are into, and then talking to you directly about that stuff instead of doing it in like a scummy, listening to your microphone on your phone way. So yeah, I love it. If we could have a return to people just watching the content that they watch and getting served, ads or sponsors or whatever that's relevant to that, it seems like a good step backwards to me.